Well, here I am on the beach at Hayling Island. It's the last day of sort of windless weather. It's low tide. I'm in between East Oak Corner, which is at the west end of the beach there, and Sandy Point, which is up the other end. The sea is looking quite benign. I'll quickly show you my outfits. I am not, I'm going to tell you, a shore angler really. I dabble and have a bit of fun. Now I've got some old divers there. What's that? A Sandstorm, a Megaforce, second hand off a mate of mine. Reels, Pen Fierces, second hand as well. The one thing I did buy new many years ago was my Gold's tripod. What a piece of kit that is. Excellent. Rigs, well, I've got one set up ready to jump out. I believe this is what's called a clip down. So I've got some ragworm and sand eel on each with a gripper lead. Let's bomb it out there. That'll do. Overhand lob, I can do no more. I'm not a caster. It's a very small tide. Let's hope that grip lead holds in okay. Feels like it is already. Back that drag off nicely. There we go, that'll do. This is the shorter of the rod, which stands in the cup. About a 12-foot rod. I can't really get on with long rods. I did buy one once, but it wasn't for me. 13 foot's maximum. I think that's 12, that's 13. Right, that's out there. Let's get the other one set up. So as I say, I'm here on Hayling. I showed you the baits earlier. I've got ragworm, bit of sand eel. I should probably elasticate it down. I know I should. I can see bits of it flying off. Probably the eel, I'm not going to lie. But some of it's staying on, and I am only messing about. Look, I'm not a real shore angler. I just enjoy a few hours from the beach now and again, and it's quite nice down there at the moment. Got a lovely drop of worm there from the very great and good Cosham Angling. That's been in that paper for 3 days and is still it's still very much alive and looking good. Whether I'll get a bite here or not, who knows? I'd like anything. A dab, ideally. I'll settle for a rockling. I've never had a rockling before. I know some people hate them, call them slugs, but I've never had one. I would like to catch one. But anything I do, whiting, dogfish, everything you'd eat from the boat, I'd be more than happy to get from the shore. But dab is my target. And funny enough, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you something. Now, out here on Hayling seafront, the tide comes in on the south coast here, comes in from the west, and we're at low tide, so the water will be going that way. We're far enough away from the Isle of Wight that it doesn't have that sort of odd two-tide effect. So it will be, it's dead low now, so it should just be coming in for the next couple of hours. That's all we're going to fish. And I've been on a boat out here, about say 500-600 yards out, and you're still only in 8-10 foot of water. So my 30-40 yard casts are probably only going within 4 or 5 foot of water, but it's enough. The fish are there. I've had dabs here before. Last year I came here around about this time, had a couple of double shots. If I get something on this film, I'll tag those on the end of it. But yeah, I'll just really show them what you can do if you just, you know, cheap outfits, which they were. Drop a ragworm and a few hours on the beach. Righty ho. Well, there you go. I'm more than happy with that. That is a place. It's not a dab, but I'll tell you what, I'll take it. It's only a small one. It's quite deep hooked, but that was on that ragworm and sand eel. And it just goes to show that you can catch fish on a low tide in daytime. And there you go, from Hayling Island, only a small fish, But I'm very pleased with it all the same. Let's get him back. There we go, small place. And he should go back well. Here we go, I'll get a booty Wayne. I'm not sure what you're going to pick up here, but I've got my usual outfits. I've got a couple of tip lights up there, whether the camera's picking them up, I don't know. There's a huge swell out there. Wow, it is really, really up, much more than I thought it would be. Over there, we can see a light, is my good friend Shaky Angler. Check out his channel. Jamie's a very good mate of mine, and I tell you what, he's a font of knowledge, so check out Shaky Angler. Anyway, I've got bait-wise, rag, sandhill and prawn. I've got my trusty seat, and instead of a flask, I picked up the wrong bag, so I've got half a bottle of wine and some stale water. Yeah, party hardy. What a burk. Anyway, let's see if I get any bites. Oh, I've got bites. That is definitely bites. I have no idea what the camera's picking up, but that wasn't the lead moving in this swell. Yes, that's bites on both rods. And I'd no sooner turn the lights off, to be fair, but the camera off I should say. By the way, I found those tip lights, I'd forgotten to bring any. And lucky my car's a cross between a shed and a skip. Because searching through it, what did I find? Yeah, some tip lights, fab. Anyway, I'm getting bites. Come on. It's worth mentioning here that you've got to know what you're doing. There's a very steep drop off there, and if you get caught in that big swell, that undertow can drag you out, so just be aware, better to fish in pairs and don't do anything daft, because even a relatively safe venue like this has its dangers. There you go, I haven't blanked. There's a little shoal bass, and he should come off very, very easily. And I shall just I'll get him off in a second, but I'll show you. It's a double shot actually, because it's a shoal bass and also a whiting. There you go. So I've not blanked. Now let's find another flatty. I'd like a dab, but they're both well hooked. They both go back. Well, there we go. That is species number 3. The old Peter the pouting. No flatties yet. I would like one. And I will keep going. I've got about another half an hour. But anyway, let's get Mr. Pout back. There he is. The dogfish. Or lesser spotted cat shark, if you want to give him his correct term. So, packed away now. And lastly, don't forget, chuck your rubbish away. There we go. Absolutely no need whatsoever to leave rubbish on a beach. Right, nice little session. Right, so really annoyingly, I was going to tack a couple of double shots of dabs I had last year at this very same venue onto the end of the last film, or the last bit of footage. I can't find it. It's somewhere on my computer, don't ask me where. So I've come back up again, daytime, 2 hours before high. Quite a bit of swell. You can see it crashing over every now and again. It's worse than that, that's a small wave, but every now and again you get a fairly big one turnover. Usual outfits, same bait. I've got ragworm and it's a little bit on the turn. It's the stuff I've had for a week now. It's still alive for the best part, but as I say, testament to how good the worm is from Cosham angling. But it is, it's starting to look, I haven't looked after it. So I'm amazed it is still alive. But you know, I'm not bothered about that. I'm after dabs. I really would like dabs. Any flatfish I do, flounder would be lovely. Or another place, that'd be good. But anyway, couple of hours, nice and relaxed, pleasant enough, not really cold. See what it brings. Right then, and there we go. First cast, exactly what I was after. Lovely little dab. Not big, but you know what? I don't care. Exactly what I was after. Let's get him unhooked and get him back. Lovely. There he is again. Beautiful little dab. And he will go back nicely. Right. Getting far down as swell as I can without getting a booty. That looks fine for me. There we go. And away. So myself and Jamie, Shaky Angler, were here the other night, and the swell was actually slightly worse than this. But of course, we couldn't film it because it was darkness, and you wouldn't see just how much it comes up. Now there's a fair drop here, it doesn't look like it, but from the very top of this shingle, which is quite hard as well, it drops down quite sharply. And what you got to watch is, at night time in particular, if you were to slip down there, it's not so much that wave coming in and getting you soaked, which is not good, it's the undertow which will pull you back out, and that will put you in trouble. So even a fairly benign spot like this, it's just worth watching out, particularly at night time, especially when there's a swell like that. Well, there you go. Second dab. Again, not big, this time on the top hook. But there you go. It just shows that it's worth coming down in daylight on a fairly big tide, which is what it is. Quite a big swell. Chucking it out about 30 yards past the post out there, 30 feet past the post. I might have cast it 30 yards past the post, but... And there we go, another dab. Lovely little fish. And he can go back as well. There we go, hooked right in the lip. Little twizzle stick. That'll come out a piece of cake. Little pull. I'll get him lower to the ground before I kick him off. But a little pull now. Reverse the hook. He'll come straight off. Just like that. He can go back as well. Go down the beach a little bit further this time. And he will go. He'll go back as well. Lovely. And I'm casting about 30 feet past that post.